Welcome to the podcast. We don't do intros here. Also, sick again. So, shocker, surprise, surprise. Does anybody want to just start taking bets on if Sarah's going to be sick every single week on this dumb podcast? Because, like, I'm sick basically every single week because children, germs. So I'm going to attempt to
lack
not
of
cough
steak.
too much. Lack of steak. I actually don't eat a whole lot of red meat, so it's
And you're
probably
sick all the
that.
time.
Okay, but you also don't have kids, so
Well,
when you have children, you will understand how you get sick constantly because
all right.
nobody,
You're
nobody
starting to
is healthy.
You're starting to sound like my mom. I don't like that.
When you have children, you'll
Yeah.
understand. They're right, though. I'm not gonna lie. Parents are right. I have a tweet for you. Let's move on into this.
That's good.
I have a tweet. This episode is gonna be fun because this was one of my most popular tweets, and it actually didn't get a whole lot of views, but the engagements on it were really, really high. So I usually
Oh.
go back in to, hi, I'm Sarah. This is Nate. We do podcast stuff
Yeah,
about
whatever.
psychology and advertising. This is one of my most popular tweets, and it was such I don't even know what you call it. It's like an unassuming tweet because it didn't get that great of views, and I usually go off of views on Twitter just because I'm weird like that. But this was one tweet that I posted that the most successful brands I know only run 4 types of ads. Have you seen this one?
Mm-mm.
I'm going to have to drop it in the chat because I didn't even tell you we were doing this. Anyways, the most successful brands I know only run 4 types of ads. 4, just 4. And it's interesting because I am a consultant, obviously. So I get to see a lot of the ad accounts for big brands and for ones that are like complete startups. And I really enjoy kind of being a little bit like of a fly on the wall because I get to look at everybody's ad account and see how they're kind of structuring things outside of like cost caps and, like dynamic
Yeah,
ads.
that bullshit. We don't need to talk about that.
So I want to see if you are running these 4 types of ads. I'm literally doing a live audit on you today, and you didn't know I was going to do this.
Great. Let me start off by saying I don't know what any of these 4 ads mean. So let's go through them one by one. You can tell me what they are, and I can tell you if we're doing them.
Okay. First ad, trigger event ad. A trigger event ad. So from a psychology standpoint, a trigger event is any event that happens in a consumer or a human's life that will trigger a behavior to search for something or solve something or figure something out, right? So a trigger event. For instance, a trigger event for me this morning was waking up still coughing, still sick, still upset that I'm sick, and like searching now for 2 cups of anything that has a lot of caffeine in it.
Mm.
That's a triggering event. So the fact that I
Okay.
woke up still felt like crap, triggering event. For a consumer, trigger event for your consumer in particular might be my husband and I's 10th anniversary is coming up. And for the past like 9 years, I've gotten him something he didn't like.
Right.
So thinking, triggering event. Anniversary is a triggering event.
So are we running ads that target, in our case, a bunch of gift giving holidays?
Yeah.
Yes.
Aha! You
year
have
round.
it. You have it. You have
Let's
it.
go.
That
One
makes
for
sense.
one.
1 for 1. Okay. All right. So that's ad number 1, trigger events. Ad number 2, exploration ads. I'm interested to see if you have these because people usually look at me like that, where they're like, okay, what the
Columbus
hell?
makes no appearances in our ads. Neither does
Too
Dora.
bad because you could do a lot with Dora the Explorer ads. Swipe or no swiping. Okay, so exploration ads. These are educational, like relatable content. So once you hit that trigger event, consumers usually dip down into something called an exploration phase. Now, before everybody comes after me, Sarah, this sounds like the funnel. It's not quite the same. I don't particularly subscribe to the idea of a funnel, a marketing funnel, an advertising funnel,
Thank
mostly
you.
because I think it's too simplified. I don't like how we try to make it all simple because consumer
Anyone
behavior
that
is not
thinks
simple.
that someone's going to see this ad first and then this one and then this one and then do this, that's not how customer journeys go.
It's not how it goes. You heard it first from Nate. Also, that's not how the customer journey works anywhere. It's not like they see an ad and then they get on the email list and then they go to your website and then they purchase. The funnel is way too simplified. Consumer behavior is much more reliant on time of day, how much we've eaten, whether it's hot in the room that we're in, and who we're sitting next to, than it does on anybody's marketing anything. So exploration ads have more to do with like, are we educating our customer not just about our features and benefits, but about the emotional reasons for purchasing specifically from us? That's a exploration ad.
Got it. So we attempt to do that in our Facebook ads. Is often hard, I think, to kind of communicate that feeling and
Yeah.
emotion.
I
Where
got
we do a better job of this is with our YouTube influencers.
Oh, okay.
We sponsor a bunch of YouTube creators. Most of them are dudes that drink a bunch of whiskey, but some of them are females, moms, like kind of like
Okay.
family
Yeah.
vlogger to types. They do a way better job kind of showing the emotion and the experience of using our products, because they're often
Yeah.
talking about like, we got it for, a gift for my husband, or my wife gave it to a gift for me. So that's definitely hitting the kind of exploration angle.
Yes. Exploration is also pretty important, I think, for anybody who tries really, really hard to go after that. I hate it. Bottom of funnel. It's not a bottom of funnel. Anybody that's going after somebody who's currently in the purchasing, like, what would you call that? Temporary purchasing behavior. I see so many people trying really hard to go after the exploration phase more than anything, with like us versus them ads, or like
Yeah.
FAQ ads, or like trying out the viral product ads. That's all exploration phase. Important to have in your account, especially because you're still trying to get people familiar with your brand, but they're not quite as important, I think, as like triggering event ads and evaluation ads. So, next one. So you actually have 2 for 2.
Let's
Trigger
go.
event ads. You have exploration ads, evaluation ads. This is the part of the consumer journey, I think, that gets missed a lot, because this one goes deep into like, what's the actual emotion that you're going to be solving with us. And as we talked about before, and in many, many podcasts, a lot of brands don't know what they're selling. So evaluation ads come down to like these kind of success story or testimonial or like value based ads. They're not as focused on features or
Yep.
benefits, really. They're much more focused on the like deeper emotion that you're solving for your customers. So I'm interested to see, and I already know the answer to this. Do you have evaluation ads?
We do. Most of them have been
Woo!
written by
Getting it.
you. The rest of them are being written by me, but they're not beating the ones that you made yet. But yeah,
It's
no,
okay.
that was such a big unlock for us, realizing that I'm very rarely selling a watch,
Mhm.
and I'm much more commonly selling the feeling of being able to nurture the man in your life if you're the woman buying for him. So we definitely try to hit these home as hard as possible. We actually have a new review ad from a man's perspective that's doing really well, that you're not going to like,
Okay, why?
because the review is, I haven't worn my Breitling since my wife gave me an original grain watch.
How dare you? How
Banger.
dare I have it on
I
right now.
know.
How
Banger
dare
ad for
you,
us,
sir?
but I knew that you weren't going to be a fan of it. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. For anybody who can't see, because this is the podcast, I am a Breitling girl. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm only a Breitling girl though because my husband bought me a Breitling. It's
And
not
for
like
the
I've been
last
following.
week, let's chill out. I'm a Breitling girl all of a
I'm
sudden.
a Breitling girl. Okay, no, I literally wear it because my lovely husband is so nice, and he bought me one literally just because he was like, "You're being successful. You should treat yourself." I'm like, I never do. No, Sarah, don't do that. Okay, like, I don't spend money.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Great ad
Goes
for
really well
us,
with my
but
my Vans shoes though. I got Breitling and Vans shoes.
nice.
Okay. I hate that and I love it at the same time. How
Yeah.
is that performing?
Really good. We're getting a lot of
Oh!
comments of people being like, fucking
Dang.
Breitling's way better. And it's like, all right, that's fine. But spicy comments
love the
usually turn into
camaraderie.
cheap CPMs. And we've got some
Yes.
customers coming to our defense of being like, I love it too. So it's good. It's doing its thing.
This is interesting that you actually called out a very large scale competitor within your evaluation ad, because I see a lot of brands. The
We
biggest
typically
question I
don't.
get is like, should
Yeah.
I call out a competitor or not? So what's your hot take on that then? Because you typically don't, apparently.
I would if I was in any other category besides the watch
Oh,
industry.
interesting. Okay.
Like, I
Why?
think it's fine, especially if you are like really competitive with other people within your industry.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's nothing that I can typically say. Like, I'm not convincing a Rolex guy to buy from us. I'm typically not convincing a Breitling guy to buy from us. Like, some of these watch brands that have hundreds of years of heritage over us have billions of dollars in revenue over us. Like, that's not really competing.
Yep.
I think of our competitors more like Ridge Wallet, and more like dress shirts and golf clubs and bottles of whiskey, because I think we kind of
Smart.
like
Yeah.
compete more in the gift for guys space than necessarily directly against other watches. So we call out that stuff more than we call it kind of others in the watch industry. But I read that review and I was like, all right, we should put that on an ad and see what happens.
How dare you, first of all. Second of all, very smart. Like, listen to Nate. If you are on this podcast and you get nothing out from this episode, listen to Nate. Most of the time, you're not competing directly with competitors in your space. Most of the time, you're competing with odd behaviors that are happening outside of your own industry. So for Nate, obviously, like golf clubs, watches, shirts, shoes, like anything that could be considered a nice gift that you could give to some, I don't know, like authoritative male figure in your life, or, you know, sentimental male figure in your life that competes with you.
Yep.
I see too many brands trying to discover what their competitors are doing. And I'm like, well, you're not competing with them.
Nope.
You're either competing with something in the category that's outside of your current competitor base, or you're competing with something way worse, which is indifference. Behaviorally, if you compete with indifference, the indifference is going to win every time. So
yeah. Well, and I think especially as we approach Q4, like the gift buyer is definitely not the one to sell to on like a us versus them kind of basis. Like, because when you're shopping for a watch for your husband, you don't give a shit about which brand you're buying it from. You don't, you're not, I know you're a Breitling gal all of a sudden, but prior to that, you didn't know about the movements, what makes a watch cool, what makes it not. So like,
I still don't know.
Yeah. So like, we got to try to sell you and others like you on like, hey, we know you're shopping for a gift for your husband.
Yeah.
Here's why ours is going to make him and you feel the best.
Yeah, 100%. Well, and it's quite interesting because I think when you actually start to look at the behavior of what the gifter is doing, a lot of her need to gift something to her husband is nurturance and appreciation, but a huge amount of it is appeal, right? Esteem. She's looking to buy something that he's not going to go, gee, thanks.
Right.
This is great, honey. Because I'm sure she's bought quite a few of those gifts in the past, and she wants to avoid that feeling of embarrassment is what she's trying to solve. So again, gifting behavior is really weird because it's got a lot of really weird emotions that get wrapped into it. But if you can hone in on specifically what your customers are like wanting to feel for themselves and for the person receiving the gift, like we did with that one headline that we created last year, you can crush, and it can crush for years and years. Oh my God, this is such a good conversation. Okay, last ad, prompt or purchase ads. So you have, what are we at? 3 for 4. So you've got trigger event ads, you've got expiration ads running, you've got evaluation ads running. Do you have any just straight prompt purchase, like, hey, now's the time to buy ad?
Around Father's Day and Black Friday, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So like we'll launch a nice little batch of Black Friday up to $100 off ads on November 1st, by the way. Another little
cheat code
for me. Been doing that for 5 years, but especially this year with how late Black Friday is. Start your sales early.
Start early, guys.
But yeah, it never takes up the majority of our spend. We like the vast majority of spend to be on evergreen ads because then we can continue to run those into January. And don't have to worry about like starting from scratch in the ad account. But typically these kind of like gifting sale ads take up like 20% of spend during a holiday period. And they basically just say, hey, there's a big sale. You can save big. Go get it now because it's Christmas or Father's Day and he deserves a great gift.
Smart. Okay, last question on this one. Do you run these ads year round or are you like cycling through them?
We run ads focused on like gifting events, so holiday birthdays, weddings, anniversaries year round, but we only do like sale ads around Valentine's Day, Father's Day, and Christmas.
Interesting. Okay. So based on my very professional clinical evaluation of your brand and how well you're doing with all of your ads, you guys are one of the most successful brands I know. And it's because you're running all 4 types of these ads at obviously year round, but at specific times of the year to help people move through the trigger event phase, the exploration phase, the evaluation phase, and into the prompt purchase phase. So congratulations, 5 out of 5 stars for Nate and Original Grain because you guys are crushing it. Yeah.
Let's go. Thank you.
That's all. That you only needed Sarah's approval, obviously.
Yes, that is true. And what I really
I
need to
crack
do is
myself
write a
up.
headline better than yours and get more podcast downloads than you, but I can't seem to do either. So I'm gonna
It's
keep
because
paying
there's
you to
two
do
of
it
us
for
on
us.
this show. Like, I'm not even kidding. But I'm like, probably more than half of the reason why this show does so well is because Nate is on my
Am I
show.
officially a co-host?
You are officially a co-host.
That's not even on my Twitter bio.
I
So
was gonna say, I don't know if I have you on here as a co-host. We still have you
you
as
don't.
guest.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know. I've been thinking about it
I'm
for weeks.
sorry.
It's fine.
I'm gonna talk to producer Scotty and be like, producer Scotty,
Yeah.
it's time for Nate to take a chunk of the pie that is not there because I still haven't answered my sponsors back yet. I'm looking for sponsors. If you would like to sponsor this weird show that we have where we talk about the weirder parts of marketing, the emotional side of marketing, please hit me up on Twitter. We need coffee over here. We really, all the sponsor money goes to Scotty and Nate and to pay for coffee. So please be my sponsor.
I'll see what my sponsors can do because you might have more downloads than me, but my pod is sponsored. So
Yours is sponsored, and I was so jealous because I'm
Yeah.
like, I know I can get sponsors. I'm busy and sick all the time.
Yeah.
Anyways, where can people find you if they want to check out your podcast and work with you?
You can usually find me at the golf course in the mornings, at dive bars at night. But my podcast, Tactical and Practical, is available anywhere you listen, Spotify, Apple, or YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter at Nate Legos. And yeah, drop a review on my podcast.
Yes.
It's less fun than this one, but as the name might give it away, it's very tactical. So
It's much
check
more
it out.
tactical. I go over there actually sometimes when I really need to get good strategies and quick for some of the stuff that I'm seeing in these ad accounts. Obviously, like most of the stuff that I do is creative and messaging. But anytime anybody is asking me some tactical stuff on just growth in general, Nate's podcast, first place I go. If you would like to work with me at all or check out all the stuff that I'm doing, I help brands use psychology to drop costs and boost sales, captivate the masses. Follow me everywhere at Sarah Levinger, except for on Instagram, because I couldn't get that handle and I'm mad about it. It's at Sarah.Levinger over there, and I'm still mad about it. And I'm still trying to contact the person who owns
Who's
at
other
Sarah
Sarah?
Levinger over there. Somebody's going to sell it to me. So go follow at Nate Legos
There you go.
on Twitter. That's it. That's all I got.
The Brain Driven Brands podcast is part of the Learn and Laugh series on the Quickfire Podcast Network.
Kill me. Producer Scotty, this is a note for you. I'm currently beating Nate Legos over here.
So
For anybody listening to this, I
I
just
feel
got
harassed.
I got 1 5-star review from Bryant. I love you. You're my favorite ever. Thank you for reviewing. You are the best. I'm going to send you coffee because of that.
My listeners
Also-
don't feel the need to review because they're just grinders. They just get back to work. You know, I'm not in this for the praise. I'm just in it to help. And if that describes you, go to Tactical and Practical on Spotify and listen to my podcast and not this
Nate's
bullshit
just
one.
butthurt because I have more downloads than him.
Correct.
It's okay. Technically speaking, this is 50% you because you're on those podcasts. So technically you get half of these. So you're still winning if you think about it that way.